wow, did that really just happen? Aloha friends, and welcome to my pregnancy update with baby number 2. This is my second time filming this. I have filmed this whole video and there is something going on with my memory cards, and literally when I was closing out with Ask Mama, it shut off and I went to go play it back and I had nothing. So everything that I just recorded is gone. So now I'm just sitting here like, wow, did that really just happen? So this week my baby is the size of a pomegranate, and that is so exciting for me. I love to see the size of the baby in fruit sizes. It gives me a really good comparison to compare the baby to, and I just can't believe I have a pomegranate in my tummy. It gives me a really good idea of how big my baby is and how big the baby is getting. Like, we're so close to meeting he or she. We are more than halfway there, so I love seeing how fast the baby is growing. It is growing so fast. When we first started this, it was like a blueberry, and now it is a pomegranate. So I definitely know that it is that big. I've been feeling the baby kick like crazy. I literally have the most active baby ever. My sister with my first pregnancy never ever felt my daughter. Like, every single time I said, oh, the baby's kicking right now, and she tried to feel her, this baby would stop, and she's already now at 21 weeks felt the baby, and the baby is gonna grow double the size that it is already. So it's just so cool on how active it is. It's still comfortable, like it's just all fun and games now, but the farther that you get, it does become a little uncomfortable. Not painful, but uncomfortable. Like, it starts to kicking you in the ribs, and that's when things start to get a little on the sore, uncomfortable side, I guess you can say. So pregnancy cravings to me are not really present. They weren't with my first daughter, and with this pregnancy I don't have like these strong cravings. They're just kind of like wants that come and go, and this week I've had strong wants for pickled ginger. Like, I have probably had it 4 times in the last 7 days. So this week on my pregnancy app, they said that things that you'll be experiencing this week in 21 weeks is a really itchy belly and Braxton Hicks. So this week has been such a crazy busy week for us, and I have experienced to the max itchy belly. This last weekend I wore this tight dress to a party that I went to, and my belly was so itchy, and I literally had to take a break like halfway through to go apply lotion. So at nighttime I look forward to doing my coconut oil routine to prevent stretch marks because I am so itchy. So that is so true, and I couldn't believe that that's what it said for this week on my app, because that's me. I'm so itchy. I have been experiencing a little bit of cramping, but not what I thought Braxton Hicks were. Like, I thought that was more like labor cramps, so it hasn't been very severe like that, but I have been feeling some uncomfortable cramping, and it probably is due to the baby getting bigger and starting to stretch out and invade the tummy. Every week I've been making these updates, and K. Cole always misses. He always wants to be in my updates with me, but when I make them, he has been at work. I've been doing it, trying to get these videos up during the week. I try not to save it for the weekend, as the weekend is really his only days off, and I want to do family things. So hopefully sometime before my pregnancy ends, you guys will see him in the updates, because he really wants to be a part of my updates, and I know he has some things to say about my pregnancy brains. And lately he's been literally saying that every time I forget something, he's like, pregnancy brains, and I'm like, you know, pregnancy brains, they really are real. I will have to admit that. I feel like I have a good memory, and lately my memory has just been out the door, but he literally says it like every time I forget something, he's like pregnancy brains, so I'm sure he would have a lot to say. That is it for this week's pregnancy update. Not really much has changed. We're just taking this pregnancy week by week and day by day. Anything can change so quick, and I'm so thankful that it is just remaining the same and I'm having a very easy and smooth pregnancy. I am so excited for the weeks to come. We are now at our halfway mark and we have some really exciting things coming up and a lot of things to prepare for. We still haven't thought of a name. We have a for sure girl name, but for a boy name, like my baby is going to be named the day it's born. Like I have no idea what a boy name is. Nothing just comes to me that I'm like, I love this name. And it's actually quite funny because my parents had a name for me when I was first born, and when they saw me they were like, no, that's just not her name. So I literally went 2 to 3 days with no name. I definitely don't want that to be the case for me because I think that's just kind of weird, like calling it baby. But yeah, we can't really think of a name for a boy, but for a girl we have one in mind that we both really love, and that's what you want. You want something that you both love, not just like. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my updates and asking me questions. I love to hear your guys' feedback. Alright, so I went to last week's pregnancy update and I'm going to be answering 2 questions that you guys had wrote for me down in the comments. Okay, so the first question is going to be from #MiltonSausageEyes, and she said, ask mama, how do you think of having 2 kids? So this is such a great question. I hear a lot that going from no kids to 1 kid is probably the hardest transition that you go through as a parent, and that makes total sense. Like you have no idea what to expect or what's coming, and there's a lot of things that you go through as a parent that you really cannot be prepared for unless you go through it. So I would say that I am more excited to go from 1 to 2 kids because I feel as if I've kind of been through everything with Ayla. Like we've been through sickness and we've been through all her milestones and I know what to expect. And Ayla was a hard baby. She cried a lot and she needed a lot. So I feel like whatever kind of baby I get this next pregnancy, I am going to take it with full arms, and I know that it is going to be smooth no matter what. I'm excited that I do have the help from Ayla. Like if I need her to, play with the baby while I'm doing something. Ayla, like she was fine in the car if she had someone to entertain her, but when I had to drive and she was back there alone, it was hard for her. So I think that them having each other to balance each other out is going to be very useful for me, and Ayla can do things like go and get the baby's diaper. So I'm really excited for this transition, and I know that all in all it is going to be a very good transition and way easier from going from no kids to 1. I believe, in my opinion, but like I said, you never know unless you experience it. So it could be like the hardest thing in the world and I just have no idea what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for asking that question, and I hope I answered it in an appropriate way. Okay, and then the last question is going to be from Saloni Ayushman, and she said, ask mama, what's one thing you didn't do with Ayla when she was a newborn that you would want to do with baby number 2? So this is a great question. Like I just said, when you're going from no kids to 1 kid, you have no idea what to expect. And I feel that your second time around, you have a better understanding of what exactly you want to do and what exactly you don't want to do. So I have 2 major things that I want to do with this baby that I didn't do with Ayla. One being, I want to introduce a binky right away. I've had lots of friends with babies with binkies, and I feel as if the binky is very soothing for a baby. And the time that you need your baby to be calm, like at a funeral or anything, like I could even imagine, a binky is just so soothing and it could really calm a baby down. Whereas my daughter, she needed to either be breastfed or held and like bounced. When I cannot do that, when my hands are full, I am gonna have a toddler, being a stay-at-home mom by myself, that a binky is really going to benefit me. I didn't introduce a binky till after 1 month with Ayla, so I feel like as that time she was well established into breastfeeding and it was just not possible for her to do the binky thing. So I want to introduce the binky right away, and I know that there's instances where the baby just doesn't want a binky, but I at least want to try, and that is just something I want to do with this baby. Another thing is not that serious, but with Ayla I took newborn photos, but I did it myself. So when she was like 2 weeks old, my sister and I like got her naked and put like a headband on. I took pictures myself, and so I got like out of those pictures like 3 really good pictures of when she was a newborn, and I feel like other than that I didn't really take good newborn pictures, and that's when they're the most unique in my opinion. Like they grow from 1 month to like 1 year old, they kind of like develop their look and they grow so fast, so much, but still just having that look. But when they're a newborn, I feel as if the look is so different, so I really want to capture that look. So I plan on doing professional newborn photos, like a cute newborn photo shoot. So that is something that I want to do with this baby. I was like adjusting to being a new mom. I didn't have time in no way to go out and take no newborn pictures. That's it for today, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye friends.